Hey, what is going on, everybody? It's Coated Steel, and it's time to finish our number guesser. So, if you guys remember, this is where we left off last time with this line of invalid character. We use the puts command to put an invalid character on the screen if an invalid character is pressed. Also, guys, I think there was a curly brace right here. Okay, we can get rid of that. That's not needed. It'll give us a compiler error if it stays there because this is the end of the while loop and this is the end of main. So just get rid of that curly brace, otherwise you'll get a compiler error. So we need to finish this code, and what we're going to type next is the most important line of code in the entire program. We're going to type factor equals, and we need to create a way of adjusting our num here, because we have num is equal to upper bound, lower bound, all of that stuff. We need to be able to make it to where the num is going to change, because so far we have not changed num. We've just used it to define an upper bound and lower bound. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the upper bound and we're going to subtract the lower bound. What is that going to do for us, guys? That's going to give us the range that we're in, the range we're still between, the range between the upper bound and the lower bound. And then we're going to divide that by 2 to give us half of the range, because that's how we're doing this here. We're going 250. I start in the middle, and I want to go between 500 and 1,000, so we go up 250, then 125, 67 or so, and onward and so forth, or 62 or 63 or something like that. Anyways, that's how the code is going to work. It's going to slowly hone in on the number based on mathematical calcs. So that is that line of code, and that is definitely the most important line of code in the entire program. So then we've got two more statements we've got to say here. We got to say a statement for value, and we got to make sure our value is equal to greater, and if it is, then we want to do something, and we want to assign our num to something. We're going to say num is plus equals to the factor. That'll just take factor and do num plus factor and assign it back to num. And then we're going to do a similar thing for if value is, and that's the wrong thing, if value is less, then we want to do the opposite of this. We want to do num minus equals factor. So guys, now the code is actually officially done. All we've got to do is one more housekeeping type thing, and that's just a nice little print statement that we're going to put in here. And if you guys haven't realized by now, typing and talking are not my strong suit. I have a hard time thinking about what I'm going to say and typing at the exact same time. Some people can do it, but I'm not good at that type of whole deal, so that's why I kind of have to constantly delete something or whatever else. But anyways, enough of that. The program is done, guys. So hopefully when we compile this, we should see no errors, and the program will work just as I showed you it working in the first part of this series. So there we go. Pick a number between 1 and 1,000 and don't change the number. We're going to go with 762. Okay, so that's greater than 500. It's greater than 750. It's less than 875. It's less than 813. It's less than 762, I think is what we went with. Yeah, it's less, greater. There it is. And it's equal. Boom. There you go. Your number was 762. We are done. Awesome. I just want to show you it works on the less than side too. So we're going to choose 2 as our number. So we're going to do build and run, and we're going to try to get to 2. So we're going to go less. There it is. So it's constantly lesses, and then you get the equal, and it's 2. So there you go, guys. The code does indeed work. It should work for all numbers between 1 and 1,000. And if you guys haven't realized, all you need to do to modify the code is change your upper bound, your lower bound. This actually, guys, I think can initialize to 0. It doesn't need to. And then you need to change your num to fall between the new range of halfway in between wherever you're going to go. And that's all you've got to do. If you wanted to make it go between 0 and 10,000, then you could do that. So that is the code, guys. Modify it however you want, play around with it. And What I'm going to show you guys now is something that's pretty, I think is pretty cool. If you guys haven't realized, my text here is green, and you know, some of you guys might be wondering how do you do that? How do you change that? So you can actually go to your right click on the window and hit properties, and it'll take you to this screen, and you get screen text, and I can change my screen text by clicking on any of the colors available here. But I'm going to go back to green since green is my favorite color, guys, so that's what I'm going to choose. You can also change your background. You know, you can go green on green. Of course, green on green is not a good idea because you can't see the text. But black, blue, you know, brown, red, blah, blah, blah. You guys can do whatever you want to do when it comes to text color. So I'm just going to keep mine green and black. I just wanted to show you guys that you can do stuff like that. It is, you know, that's pretty cool, I think. And the one final thing that I need to show you in this video is the fact that, you know, when you guys build a program, what happens to it? Where does it, you know, where does it go? Well, we're going to save this real quick, and I'm going to close this out. And I want to show you guys, you know, that you can run, and I went to the wrong area, computer. Okay, we want to go to my D drive. I'm going to go to my docs, documents. These directories won't be the same on your guys' computer. You need to figure out where you're saving your stuff. But this is our project folder called test. Inside of here we have our files that are associated with the project test. If you click on the bin and you click on the debug, there's an executable inside of here. If we click on this executable, we can actually run our code. Now it doesn't have the color and all that stuff like we chose because that's the properties of the compiler that the compiler's letting us choose. So, but we can choose this. We can choose this window here, and we could edit the properties, blah blah blah, if we really wanted to. But I'm not concerned with that. What I'm trying to show you guys is that you can run your code without having your compiler open. So actually what you guys could do is you could transfer this to like a flash drive or a disk or something and run it on somebody else's computer directly from the flash drive into your command line. Because when your code is compiled, it's all compressed into this executable. So you guys could make a game and you could compress it into the executable and you could transfer it to somebody else's computer or sell it to them if you created a really cool game in an executable file. Whatever you guys want to do. So I'm going to try to show you guys how to do more cool stuff. You know, I'm just going to show you guys that this does do our exact code. You know, it toggles all the way through less whatever else, and we can say equals, and it exits the code for us automatically. And just to run it again, I can go greater all the way up to 1,000. So you guys know it works. So I just wanted to show you guys what happens when you compile a code. It creates this file. This will always it will always do something like this. It will always create an executable and save it into this folder, bin and under debug. So that's all I have really for you guys for this tutorial. I'm going to try to start getting a bunch of tutorials out now because I have a little bit of free time. And I'm planning on starting my processing tutorials. So if you guys please stay tuned, subscribe to my channel. And I can't wait to put more fun videos out there for you guys to look at. So I will see you guys in the next tutorial.